Michelle, this is a present.
Yes, I feel it. You say when you coupon, Ebema Ghana for Kumanya, Swadi Abim, or Mampeni, Nanado Danko Kufuado, or Dini Numa Baby, all signed the Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, a president in waiting. For the new patriotic party, any Ghana mania, ye did say, and she say, yeah, a buying idea to honum, ye better near to me, and I say, so Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, or Sheboso Bay, and ye did say, why ye be da. Na a boss in ya so no obetumi aye tanopedia you better was say we be with video Adom there ko baby
that's right
me campaign member back your friend Kennedy and then I would
okay
in the end draw the 2 page and so say honorable and then I would catch your friend Kennedy yenna
fantastic
we walk on off constituency
wow
manu say
happy birthday to you Kennedy
yeah so nyankopon bo no non kind
right yeah the nyamiatse but answer ne be hyen komo no ase no enra so mampani abedi che obon to ane mu no Adom Nsem bi etudwa I want to play that back since you speak for the government on especially on governance, you know, maybe you can give us some clarity. It's on the nurses allowance my NTA we na film
the nursing training allowance, and we said we will restore the nursing training allowances, and we have restored the nursing training allowances. Can you trust my opponent with nursing training allowances? You cannot. School. Then you ask your question, then we go 4 questions, and His Excellency is ready to answer all your questions.
My name is Abdulalim Jaria, an NC student from Techima Nkobo NMTC. The question I want to ask is, when are we getting Alawa? Since I started my school, since first year, I've not gotten Alawa until now, and I'm in my last semester now. And some of us are not being able to pay our school fees. Next week like this, we'll be writing our exams. Those who will not be able to pay their fees will be sacked. They wouldn't be allowed to write exams. So if the Alawa were given to us, they would have been able to pay their fees. So my question is, when are we getting Alawa?
Thank you very much for those questions. I think the first question had to do with when we are getting Alawa for our listings. So I think that is a question I will take to the Ministry of Finance. I wasn't sure of where you were with your Alawa, but I think that I will check with the Ministry of Finance immediately I return, and I will make sure that they pay you your Alawa if it has not been paid. I will push it. I'll push it for you.
Okay, Paragraph. Here's the Vice President after saying say abain by more restore the nurses training allowance, and then a question comes say I'm a student, me ba school, I'm in my 3rd year, we say then so allowance ba kokra mada, and then the Vice President comes to say oh say sa na tie dia esem ko na me kokko check na me hwese e betua mo ka. How does this sound to you, Paragraph?
CJ Medasi, I'm the flag bearer of the new patriotic party,
yes,
and Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Was CSA or any campaign toll, Shasia or Eastern region, Echo Ahafo, Echo Bono, Echo Western, as the CIA or Northeast region. Yasempano, Yade to Tohono Ghana for Nyai. To be fair, by 2017. Nurses allowances in the UTI. The context of the conversation, you know, and it's a ABR. There is a delayance with some payment be a embaye, but no interest nurses allowance in the UTI cry and restore it because oko other places in the country ubons and nurses for no omo bo abaya baso say o mampeni na do danko ekufado buy no. We to me making sure so I restore nurses allowances. Into nurses allowances in the it has been restored. Ebiana a few months be and yentia a buying ebeshe say obetia. Into the context of the conversation, no.
Okay. Okay, but don't you think, sir, as the vice president, he should be on top, should know before he even say, we have restored and that we have paid allowances near the end? Because the question came to him, even himself, as a surprise. Say, oh, now to date, but what can say in trade? Then I'll fall back on Ministry of Finance and maybe some in tia or in tia. When who honest are?
Oh, me send your boy, and then I make us say, allowance in the restore. I mean, the infrastructure na YSC the 200 we making sure say nurses allowance is restored no abaya from 2017. Abaya restores our nurses allowance no. Nia nipa no bisa question no. Ebia na bosume bakubi bosume mienu bi na omo allowance embaye. Inti no na omampeni abedi chain flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party say obekwa kwa yehwehwemu with the Ministry of Finance. Now what the entire ABA Bosumi Baku Bosumi Mienu allowances no ache. One can sound him say national service for crano. Ebu onuma market yes the momo Bosumi and Ebu onuma a check a delay. Into nurses allowances in India is being restored principally from 2017 to ABA now there
sorry.
ABA now there a few months be yen to me NTI be abosome baako bosome mienu bi ene yentumi NTI mama mi so kakra ho a few months be na ebia yentumi NTI nti those months no we'll look at it send be ya omo allowance na delay no you be mom
and so because well the vice president is not on top of issues because of sir and Komo we are now because of sir audio we are what will be your response?
Oh, I think the person will take the issue out of context. I mean, because the vice president of the Republic of Ghana is very much on top of issues and their sector responsibilities what you see and every now and then the president and the vice president and the executive are briefed on relevant issues that are happening in the country. What you see inti Soka said the nurses allowance has been restored. Of a truth, it has been restored. Of a truth, are buying a nurses allowance from 2017 to date. And I make say, there is a delayance with a few months. Be bosome baku bosome mienu bosome miensa. And allowance no embaye. By to me, say in the generality of it, are buying into me nurses for allowance. And you cannot say the vice president, like I say, on a Ministry of Finance, everything come and making sure say delayed allowance for a few months. Bosome baku bosome mienu bosome miensa no and say he's not on top of issues. The vice president of the Republic of Ghana, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, are very much on top of issues in this country.
Adom 106.3 FM, Palgrave Boache Dankwa, who speaks for the government, say Ebano, governance and security. He is a member of my panel this morning. Yes, lawyer Chumberima, and in Palgrave, Yembra and Komono, so limited voter registration exercise, no Koso, and Ra easy for the and Komo Ebetu, Jasenia Jumano, Wamo, Yano Nitania, Kono. Now, the issue of errors, and I'm from Swa Abba. Registration figures no and na ECD atu just enya dia ebe hardware affect the sanctity of the data of the Electoral Commission affect you mo kwan bia so and then the issue of busing and also acquire consent to the Electoral Commission. Yeah, and also so de ehun kokobo but political parties one am basing for edu am registration centers econom kokotwere wo mu edin so o chese munyai sa basing no munyai that will be on the limited registration exercise. Yen chance en fisa mienu no.
Yo me that say CJ me say the Electoral Commission of Ghana ashas here so limited registration. Target close to about 623,000 eligible persons. Between register stemming from 2021 population census. Yenim say Afibia close to about 450,000 people. 18 inti naturally say your backlog kakra. It's almost centers yeninya is about 1,053 registration centers. And district offices of ECA about 268. And some additional centers are IPAC. I agree on about 785 for Modiaka. It's say okay, say limited registration before a nearby district assembly. No?
Yeah.
It's There are few persons on my register did that. I don't know, close to about 890,000 people. Limited registration before district assembly. No, by estimation, almost say an additional number of 1.8 million be ever become in the voters registration exercise. Now, what I make say, your voters registration exercises, from 2012, and I shall see biometric. To be fair, this would be maybe our 5th election. So 12, 16, 20, and then 4th of the biometric. So some of the challenges now easy face, Majidi say immediately no to me and making sure say those challenges become a thing of the past. And idea say you say it will be ongoing in the near future. Yes, so who say you can balance system. I mean, to be fair, CJ, when him say Nkola already 18 was Sukubi Accra. Na be almost to say be a constituency, a Balkan of constituency. Now during at Emra beto abana ye Saturday 7th December no maybe no mama kwai. Na be a candidate no no eka say oh me pese me bua na me ma mo bus. Nse ne be ya mo betumi akọ na mo akọ ye registration. Na ma sign the bus, assign the bua ba. Esan say ade a ehu hia munya as a civic responsibility. Because registration your civic responsibility nema ye pese ye betumi abua ama yetumi akoyenim inti me hwe electoral commission registration now na for me I mean no doubt in my mind say the electoral commission as a credible state institution, as an integral state institution, to deliver on the mandate of the election of 2024. Masai so notices the Ghana Police Service the notice any statement about our state say obia opeso call registration centers ekoye basabasa no omombo modena restraining from those acts, and that the police will not spare anybody obeko registration center opeso call honum no koye basabasa in Yemen. So I commend the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Kufudampare, on that swift communique. Sene be ya obia opeso call honum no koye basabasa no, the person will be refrained from that. I'm on a very personal advocacy and campaign. Say so unim say unfie endu 18 don't get close to the registration center. I mean the limited registration exercise for omudi 18 and above. Into year 14, or year 15, or year 16, or year 17 and a half, or year 17 and 11 months crapona. You are not 18. Me and Kasami personal advocacy say don't get yourself involved in it. SRC and him say, Omombe to Abaninya, 18-year-old. And to be fair, so him say, there are various liking skills Nipabewo to be able to get their registration captured. Say, you're above 18. Ufi baby a opeso koto abano ewo honum or guarantor or birth certificate or Ghana card or passport ya wonyema bebre or the babetra in penifonu bema ho kwan am to me exercising your democratic rights and franchise. We'll just follow the processes. There are a few days me who say so far about after the check of Sunday normal register about 143,000 people our register now. The following days would be a very interesting one, but we would ask all political parties, MPP, NDC, CPP and other political parties or more agents or more capture and say this is not an election. I mean, this is the process that leads to Obia able make a decision on who is the best person fit to be able to lead a country after President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Succinct to say, globally, they are going to be close to about 64 elections globally, and in that 64 elections around the world, about 43% of the world's population are going to make a decision on who will become their leader. Panama, Atuaba last week. Russia for Atuaba. South Africa for Ebabe Atuaba. Senegal for Atuaba. India for also Atuaba. India's election is stated to be one of the most populated election because of the numbers of one. There are over 1 billion people. This year in Kasano strategically, this year in Kasano strategically around the world, there are going to be a lot more elections. But share the processes of this electioneering registration of the voters, and then we will look at it into the 2024 general election. Say peace, serenity, integral processes of the electioneering process, will be upheld by everybody.
But that's it. Now you are about to have the world at your fingertips because the wait is finally here. It's finally over. Telecel is here. Now you have everything you want and need. Quick and reliable communication, stress-free money transaction via Telecel Cash, transforming your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities because with Telecel, there is no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. Now, Pargrave, I don't know. Still on busing issues easy raising as political parties. Quite because you mentioned the good side, the good part of the advantages of busing. Say, for instance, students are to about Buakwa North now school on Kaya. Oh, my member say na. But there is the other side. On border towns, political parties, and for free neighboring countries, that is what is giving the EC cause for concern.
I've had indications say the immigration responsible for our borders.
Yes.
And Aflawo particularly has a lot more bit points from bit 1, bit 2, bit 3, all throughout to the end. And all those places, are manned. In recent times, registration started, almost I say obia or baby as you who ebia passport. And I say Ghana card. Bet say we Ghana because when you say the Ghana card, there are two forms. There's the non-citizen Ghana card, and then also there's the citizen Ghana card. It's the immigration I shall say put these guidelines in place. It's Mijidi say those things will be kept because it's not in the interest of a foreigner. So no baby make a decision on behalf of us, the citizen. Into any of the political parties are yes or no who are endeared to making sure say other people from other countries are coming. They should be able to desist from it because we don't want an over bloated register. Because obi beba obeka say nidin and so Obibeba Abeka say we won't Ghana ni and it will delay the entire processes. I think it should be a very simple exercise. It should be very transparent. It should be very integral. As I see a boa and making sure say decision now say me watchida kwa miko queue on the Saturday morning it will reflect in the final declaration the returning officer of the Electoral Commission Ebebo on the declared winner.
Okay, but the warning and the caution from the Electoral Commission said political parties must stop busing and encouraging minors and foreigners to register. I think it's a good call from the Electoral Commission.
I agree. Semi bahe make I say some more personal advocacy. Because the development of Ghana and the economy. And in Ghana, in Nema Bibri Honum, because I a developing country, Nema Bibri Honum Akechi. What you say? What I say? I buy a day train railway by testy a first train or be the track ecosi hono. Having me who it was really very sad for me. So I can imagine development partners are to me a train. The things they'll be thinking in their mind. They'll say, "Oh, what a people!" What you say? They'll say, "What a people!"
I can imagine.
You understand? They'll say, "What a people!" Iti mutu kwa Ghana call Poland. Eco inspecting training ya the toso now. For the baby do hanoma now what the people will be the tracker kwa kosi ono inti never be bro honoma yentia sieno ne the way ye dream fan ye be ono ewe chikakra inti na biometric system no abase so wound the 18 you should not get close to it and nothing for me Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the digitalization drive our here under the leadership of President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, unique and significant because in recent times, Yeko could be a Ghana card for children at birth. In the future of Ghana, no, you will not have Obia, Obeba, or different dates of birth. And also all different names. All of that is going to be a thing of the past. For me, I would join in the advocacy from the Electoral Commission, say, don't register minors. I mean, because you see, we are a reflection of the people we vote into office. We are a reflection of the people we vote into office. Make sure, say, Obia Nadri Mudo, Mrano Honum says, Swedi 18 and above, so Adri Mudo. Oti ne maybe I say we high school we make decisions into so share candidates are here presenting from Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to Dramani Mahama to Obia Obebia at Palu Obia Obebia Obeso Babeli di Ghana no I share no I say okay me share mo be nya me jidi say me dachi I work Ghana no me debema Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no etim so now the amano enuntina ye discouraging minors because all the minors kwa and this all catch no one assume say wo ko ikona kotuma papa we anase mami we anase nipa we enye do bi ne pe Ghana ye per se the decisions of the voters would be a decision omo anka so mo susu ho say nipa we enya asumesi we na mpese me to obama no esan say me hwe ne policies ni niam odi ahyehye ho no ma ya ade amigidi say ebeboa me ye.
But there's this issue on my list because we will kasa edema about on issues of security. I would want us to deal with that. Now, then we can have a more in-depth discussion on it. The fragile, I mean, the porous nature of your borders, Ghana. I believe you are aware. Now, as someone Ghana's ambassador to Burkina Faso, Ede Atuja, in fact, Meti and Mayam Shemikakra say terrorists. In our hospitals, one more essence echo. That is something that should give Ghanaians cause for worry.
Minia unim say Ghana your infrastructure very strong, and we have one of the best infrastructure in the sub-region of West Africa. Our hospitals are very strong. Me read this statement, and me who say so share your neighboring countries now. There are a lot of people Omubefi Abia Nigeria, Omubefi Senegal, Omubefi Mali, Niger, Abba say Omubabe J Ayaresa. Our cardio is one of the best in the sub-region of West Africa. Urology is also one of the best in the sub-region of West Africa. In Nema Yediaba Ghana, Etumi Abua Ayaresano, most of the West African countries do not have it. But unim say Obiba Ukrom. Nase or Babeji Ayaresa, yen trombone in him, so or a terrorist. It's never written in the face of the person. So you're a terrorist. That conversation is extremely sensitive. We must be able to ensure, say, we are having it in sync of the integrity of the patients. Omoba hospital honum inti so biefi Niger and also biefi Burkina Faso and biefi Benin and Togo and say Guinea and say Senegal Abba. You cannot go and be interrogating the person. Say Abia asumesi matese we mune niema. People travel to and fro for different reasons and different purposes. But to be fair to state that even with this statement the ambassador is making, the country's borders, the country Ghana, we have been spared of any and every terror attack. Ubekaya, the national security, Elonche, see something, say something.
Yes.
Emma, ye bohu de robe Ghana. Esa to make sure say threats be in the northern part of Ghana. Yema national security for Koshushe Munyano. Emma you say Obia obeye no ho say opeso ba Ghana. No be say Ghana. No be ma Ghana for who no. No ye terrorists. No be bombing for buying any national security for our grounds. intelligence in your picking near to Miasano. And until till date, with all the surrounding countries in the sub-region of West Africa, with military junta, with terror attacks, and the Kono, Ghana dear. We are continually enjoying the peace, serenity, and tranquility under the leadership of Mpensenpensenmu.
But I say, Paragraph, watch it down. Kwani attending Kano. Paragraph, main kwa humano so na mene Madi Jibril, or Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC. Mene no Chichen Komo. Madi, you tell me ka?
CJ Bitunga.
Now say the answer matching me you made super.
Say a small my gun.
So far you've been excellent in some of the issues I know at Chichimo and Kobo. But Enra Electoral Commission friends I'm sure for the and someone who don't know to most of them your concerns are one kasankasa will raise it Enra Kran names and know Chichibako and Komo. That's the errors in the figures are easy. At the two or more network or more website, you know. So now the EC has explained, say those errors, you know, and now they have the effect be on the sanctity of the data. No, but the betwaba nyamia duma 7 December. No, what you saying, Madi?
CJ, my main chair with you for the pay. You see, in the electoral management of elections, every error has an effect. Every error. So, what was she say? Error with any impact. At times, it is not only to say it will add to some vote or this thing, but the minds of the people also speak towards the elections. So I think that our electoral commission must understand our process way. Say we are doing a general solution, a near firefighting solution, because in there. Say, Mitibenya Electoral Commission, Emma number, then comes back say a mistake, my correct, a mistake, my correct. It loses people. The trust people will have in the next figure you provide, you know, it will be problematic. So I think that I feel that at this opportunity they had, you know, every some apology to this country that it will not happen again. We'll make sure things like this will not happen again. And yet, but it's good. We raised it, they have corrected it, but we pray say it shouldn't happen again. That's a bad also.
But Osha in Chimwa Omo Ede Aba. I mean, you agree with them. Say enya de benyan sunsan so bia ewo abato no eso. That's correct.
I am to believe in that one. And before you see the number no comes from a verification of the IA. So how come say on spreadsheet 5,000 meetings in back? I'm moving it to so. Who did the check and balance and then a balance? So where they are saying is that 5,000 no more people and we're going to be into about. We are not talking about. You see, we are yet to go into exhibition. Should we go into exhibition? People will go back to these numbers that today has been added or has been changed. It will come up. And that is the doubt we want to take out from the minds of the people. What I say. So I think that we are all helping to take out the doubts of the process now. It's not about say the number 2 or my correct, but the people are there to correct when the issues come. But let's do everything to reduce the doubts. These mistakes become too often, too much with the Electoral Commission. That's not our problem.
Okay, but and then the 7th day, correct? And then 7th day.
And then 8th day.
And then 8th day, yes.
Yeah.
And then 8th day. So far, Osha figures are more NDC for more equality and more church. Any ECD at the same, because yesterday we were talking about some of the discrepancies are our figures no emu. Madi.
I think that from the first 2 and 3rd day I raised the issue I think that they are a bit careful. We want to see that trying to move, that careful, no, busy, so that we shall all be on the same length of moving in terms of the numbers now yet turning out in the system. Up to now, they have not punched holes in their Yakan. Almost there to say the only two issues. So I think that this is what all of us are talking about. This is my concern, that this is our concern as a party. However, ocean numbers in this CJ, it also supports the NDC stand that it takes registration getting closer to the people gets you more number than when it's far from the people. See, the last registration in 2023, out of 21 days, out of 7 days of the exercise, they said about this is no one. We're then doing 210,000, a little over 210,000. Today, after the same 7 draft, with the same more centers and have to reach, we are going beyond 300,000. We are going beyond 300,000. Even with the giving major challenge for the day 1 and day 2. Currently, we are doing about 44%, 42,000 average a day. If this trend will continue, it means Electoral Commission targets now on wrong. Yes. If this, because this is 1/3 of the 21 days. And a 1 year old boy 600,000, which is a half of Electoral Commission's projection.
Yes.
So let's say it goes so in the trend. Meaning by the time we hit the 14th day, we have hit the target of the EC, 620,000.
But couldn't also say maybe the turnout trading was so easy I register this large number of people.
Between August last year to this year, which is not 1 year, these numbers we are turning out. It means that we left some numbers in the 2023 registration. Because this is average a day to capture. Among the bar and bar average, they were not looking at these numbers that is coming up now. They were not expecting it. In fact, if you had a smooth running of the process for the day 1 and 2, we will by now be hitting around 350, 360. So let's see what will happen as we are going on.
Yeah.
Let's see how it's going back. So far, it's just saying that it is true. Say, we as a people, as a Ghanaian, people doesn't have that motivation to play a role of individual to go and register to vote. It takes effort of political party to bring people to vote. So this transfer all too much. It gives the political parties an extra cost to run the people. Now that there are more centers, who are some areas are electoral area now. One will say Amma Ejuma numbers never. In fact, CJ, take your assessment. Areas with the how to reach areas, one say in Tokwebi AC1. And I say
Debbie.
You know the reason?
Why?
Also the argument the NDC made there. If legislation is close to the people, because they know each other, so in Tokwebi no AC. Because when we are doing a district office, see, I may be the agent at one center in the district. I don't know everybody. So the only thing the agent will be doing there is say, I'll challenge anybody who's a foreigner. I think it's a foreigner. Which we don't know the dynamics there now of the district. So statistically, now if you check all the hard to reach area, apart from saying so again, cross and I say machine off now. You don't hear anything because they know each other around that area. So going forward, it's all about all of us as our mind to understand. Hey, when people know each other, it reduces these tensions now in the station. What the German issues and this transporting people struggling buying food. This is some of the arguments NDC made.
Of course, and the EC is the Electoral Commission is still worried. Registration of minors and busing of people and registration of foreigners. Just political parties, more busing for register minors, register foreigners, and that you should desist from that practice. Madi.
I think that the Electoral Commission also don't help in terms of education. Until now, running mates walk out, say, that now NCT, educate you on all these issues. One, on the issue of Basel, if you have a distance, say, in a Sojaman, coming to Akosombo as a district center from, say, Bergeria, you don't expect somebody to walk to come and register here. Maybe one. So you see some transportation issues. That's one. Two, about this minor foreigner issue, I believe that EC could have even gone forward. And we have a process to go through. If you have an issue, and then fill a form. Because we have a magistrate, we have a chief rep, we have a police commander rep, educational and director rep. I bet with the political party to now go through the challenge of whether somebody is a foreigner or minor at that point. It doesn't lie in our Electoral Commission's hands to do a press conference to determine who is foreigner. That tension, tension. TJ, Swama, after yesterday, there was, but 3 days ago, number DRC sitting. There was a fight. Oh, yeah, DRC fight because when people understood a process, when they start, not National Electoral Commission, said there are challenges, Some of them, people couldn't even testify, say, it was just imagination. People were clear in giving their card. So I think that this conversation of minor registering foreigners will come after the process. Then we know those who register as minor, they are challenging Omar. So I'm else. Yes, what we are talking now, we are only raising issue out of nothing.
No, but I mean, process because we can count the number of challenges. A challenger for a challenging for unfriha, yenimu, undi 18. All these things we are picking them up. And the China process in
challenging doesn't mean you are concluded. If I allege that you have stolen my phone, doesn't mean you have stolen my phone. NCD.
No.
So, at what time do you say that because I said somebody has stolen a phone, it means there's a crime in Ghana? At what time? If you'll be a challenge because somebody, well, did you mean, I've got challenge you, you are stealing phone. So it means that there's an issue of foreigners. Who has confirmed that the person who has challenged the foreigner? Let me give you on the record.
Yeah.
Our brother, Lakulaku, who was the NPP Zogo Caucus coordinator, coordinator, his own brother, because of his tribe, they say he's a foreigner. Somebody just say he's a foreigner. So does he conclude that because somebody challenged somebody is a foreigner? So I think that it will help all of us, NCC, Jena, say, the process we are. Now let's see the state challenge upheld. Then we use that data to argue now. We're only wasting our time on those issues.
Okay.
So people can challenge, go to the front and see. Somebody will challenge and go back to apologize to people who challenge them. And it's happening. People go back and say, because of the pressure from the politician. Then they will go back to the research officer to give them their card.
Madi, in studio, Palgrave Bwachidankwa, who speaks for the government on issues that has to do with security and governance. Inti Jinaso na picking a thought briefly on some of the today, and then I'll come back to you. Why, Madi?
party.
Yeah, so Palgrave, so Madi Jibril, Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC, was then Kasaf Echuchen Komofa, ECN press conference on me, and issues are on the Atua Bontain. Let me get your quick response and I'll go back to him.
I mean, CJ, you know, say my mediator honum say this voters registration should be, as I say, one of the most authentic, credible voters registration exercise. And yenim says ye registration exercise in ya de easy for the data no ebema all political parties. I think say at that stage no and all political parties ebenya emre ahwehwehwehwemu etumi identify ebia obi a omosha oye under 18 and also obi a omo feel say ebia onye Ghana ni. All the political parties, normal agents, all across the country, all the centers, you know. It's me also almost your registration in almost take it. Baby, I almost shall to me. I call contende say nipa asumesi way polling station way yeshena onye Ghana ni anasi yeshena or under age. And no ebe stage as you see a train emma your registration and yawie because the exercise is going on and there are also grievances procedures. As I say, we go through. So I feel say list na ye de be final list no. Ebinu mo hono ma ya capture mo a enso mo wo na there are procedures also go through to make sure say the EC is either going to respond in the affirmative say AB and ya can no cre and I say in the other way I can say AB and ya can no enye no cre inti ebi omo yo mo film. Inti I agree say see a train e ma processes in ya wie. Processing in your na easy. Quality list now. The listening ya bema all the political party agents and even the political party. Now for the political party for any agents not trust because agents every day be almost taking number of people are almost register and are almost taking number of people almost register. And so almost share almost feel say a beer. Under age and also Ghana for until we need to wait for the process to end.
And then on the issue of I think Madi raised there's another issue Madi raised here. The busing and registration of minors. That's already what can happen.
Already, I mean, emphasize it over and over again. Say all political parties should desist from it. All political parties should desist from it. The busing of minors, the busing of people. Like I said, in Gofobu is see to me basium. It's I say maybe they are in school. GS I'm a number of days. As I say, a school for it to make normal registration. It's almost school. On person basium. Ebi abami constituency. Ebi obu onuma otinobi. And ABO Beso Banobe register a war concretumi and I say Otafo. Nase ya organize baza. A quite hon. Otiasi. Is as a year bois the entire processes. Send a bear there achieve number now easy panel over 623,000. We'll be able to capture it. But a great number as well of about 1.8 million people. We'll be able to capture it.
But Madi is raising the issue, say, as we speak, the number of Nipa ECR register
143,000
in 8 days. Now, I'm sure by 14 days, EC target of 620 something thousand voters, which means reaches our voters. And then the remaining of the days, which is we have 21 days, right? Yeah, he has raised some issues regarding.
I don't think that's an issue. Say EC make projections. Yeah, won't go for Bromo are going to more. What you say? Like I stated, 2021 population census now. Every year, Afibia in Colombia 18 450,000. So CJ, every year. Afibia and Colombia 18 450,000. Into if by far is a limited registration exercise or expecting about 623,000 people to be in it. And by estimation, your population has grown by an extra 2 million. So see, Ghana is about 34 million people. Into the previous election now, the voting class is about 17 now. Maybe we should be reaching about 18.5, maybe 19.5 million people in the register by the end of the way. These are just estimated number of people. I don't think say if the EC exceeds the number of registrants now, it does not mean say the registration numbers is not credible, because if you are going to move part of the electioneering processes.
Okay. Madi, after Enra press briefing, in the days ahead, what should the EC do? A DNS Electoral Commission, especially regarding registration exercise, Madi.
Most of the things are ACC, idea for now, unforeseen, the lighthouse issue. For now, I can say some constituency, our constituency executives are supporting the EC digital officers and generators, the lighthouse neighbor, and that is what is affecting the system. There's another thing we cannot support, that's the network challenges. I think that we still be looking at those areas, going towards those areas. But I think the EC and NCC must intensify education. In our community to reduce these tensions. In fact, there is an issue. In fact, that issue, if you even find your friends Ayagba falling into that, then you ask yourself, how many people vulnerable will fall into this same trap of the same issues of Ayagba? When somebody registered. In fact, there are many people now, during 2023 registration, I'm going to check his vision. They didn't find their name in the register. Some of them, it's being educated them. Don't go and register now. There's opportunity for you to go and do inclusion during exhibition this time around. So all these things are needed. I think that we have started for the 1 week. We have seen the problem. I think all of us, Electoral Commission, stakeholders there now, should be just ready to say when issues come, how to resolve it before we even go to the next stage of the process. I believe issues will come, but we should be able to manage it for the sake of this country.
All right. Madi Jibril, my na wase na yemfa nkomono ANC ha. We are grateful. Yeah, that's papa. Madi Jibril is the Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC. Pagriff, ma membra honum na yentwa nkomono. So there are a couple of comments here. Messages here. CJ, good morning. I think that both political parties are to be blamed for busing and registering of minors, because every political party wants to win power. I think moving forward, Ghana card should be the only document for registration. That is the only way we can keep our voters register intact. Okay. Ose friend no Abba Odifi Takrade and ode eno ede Abba enti na se eno so eno no the other issues that we want to deal with. Okay. Enti Ora Tweneboa Fokuo ya boni din so no nkonkoda NIB ano ya ka say minority erezi issues pa say obi a no parliamentary candidate ya o kwakoye election wo hia sika mudi adwuma we ahye ne nsa che say na se mpesem say wonko pesika do kwakoye campaign no enti sa wonko pesika wo NIB ho NIB yin so a banki eno Dr. Kwabena Donko say NIB no say eda ICU intensive care. It is enkamu pobi di ashanensa. Mum pobi obenya bre na nani akwa adwuma no ho no atimi aye ne yenya obi a aso yen hia oba be campaign na opesika onya bre kran so emfa nya adwuma no. Enti enra ora Kwabena Donko kan say ese ni manim ya mampani e revoke sa appointment no. Pagriff.
CJ medase. Nsem bebre koso Ghana. Na mitietie mpenifo no bebre. CJ, the New Patriotic Party akoye parliamentary primaries are selected nkofombe parliamentary candidates in the 2024 election. CJ Patraya semisawo nkofo bebre mu ko gina primaries na bebre na din kunim no bebre na appointees of the government of President Adom Akufo-Addo. Ebi CEOs gusu post yejuma. Ebi ministers gusu post yejuma. Ebi deputy ministers gusu post yejuma. Ebi sitting members of parliament gusu post yejuma. let's put it in context. This is my opinion. CJ, Trinibua Yakano Wasemi, why you in the banking industry for a very long time. In fact, to be fair to him, or had risk management in the then Barclays Bank, rise up, corporate and investment banking. Working with Barclays Bank from 2008 till about 2016, rise up to become the assistant vice president. Country risk champion for Barclays Bank in Ghana. You're responsible for teams in London, Ghana, and South Africa. Nyomo Edin Komobebre. Enofi Barclays Bank in 2016. Odeba First National Bank. First National Bank also a bank a subsidiary from South Africa. Now also obey head of credit risk. Now this is a man okra degree in natural resource management from KNUST. SI Kra MBA in finance from Wales in the United Kingdom. And Osenkra advanced commercial credit risk certificate from IFS school also UK. Now, CJ, if you're looking for Obi Owo such a wide range of experience, Obi Owo industry player in the banking sector, why ye Juma over these years, na Omampeni Nanado Dankwe Kufuado in the wisdom of the president, it to me are appointing. Say onko NIB hun Nsem any NIB omu go through challenges no onko pe onko hwese no betumi aboa. And then somebody says somewhere and says obeso okonoko pesika. Na CJ Mpacho why na ye manu say ombrambe so omaya or baso baba pesika. I mean I don't understand that. CJ Otazie obie ni honoma omampeni na nadu dankwe kufuado ama na ejuma so ombrano mbambe sum Ghana mai so oba be pesika egunu bottom. CJ mi ameti he ya mekasa ma aban me base me mabase me sum eye Ghana fo na me sum omo sika bia ni honoma ma pegu me bottom say osuminti mababa be pesika egunu bottom. I think that's an unfair statement because CJ, to be fair, we want the development of this country. Na say purportedly the two obi adrimu say ejuma na edi ama wo ne de wo de kwa pesika na che say one person ni pa na be kwa ejuma bia wo honom. This man is a man of integrity. Na say why ejuma o bank da, you know bankers are not thieves. Bankers who to me yesika me nua peni bi na that imre bi ejuma o bank and no ka che me so in charge of vote or say one day ni boss e friend no and or the dollars any sika bebre egu for ka che so nante so. Because a person will have control over the money. That's why bankers are paid well. Because the person will do sabe kwa kasika. Now wait to be real bisika.
But the temptation is there.
Of course, the temptation is there. But everybody are waiting to be rising up to the highest level of being the credit manager for Barclays Bank, reporting to London, South Africa, and Ghana.
Obviously has risen above.
Of course, risen above that level of temptation.
You think so?
I believe so. I mean, for me, I think, you know, so man pay na do danko ekufuado amano ejuma so onko ye because send American no obi okojina abato ni bia or ye man pay na do danko ekufuado appointee. They have gone back to their offices working. Until the argument is flawed from the very beginning. Say our campaign to run because every single parliamentary candidate, I can name them from A to Z. They still are in their offices. It's really, I mean, let's not do this to ourselves. Yembuano na ontumi nye jumapa o mampeni na nado danko ekufuado di ashenensa.
Yembuano.
CJ Yembuano. Meno wo Yembuano. Na yembua o mampeni na nado danko ekufuado. Because imrena aka ama o mampeni na nado danko ekufuado odi ne juma pa o shase ebeberi no. Esa inti so for be what industry experience respected by the bankers and the finance sector now. CJ, I think we should commend the president for making such a decision. Na yembuano inti your ranch ni bua ye mauchinkwa minim say draw ye staff deba ewo ni NIB honum. So ye mani chinkwa say ombo modina jumadie bia o mampeni na do danko ekufuado di ahye nsa as ni KPI no on deliver to the much admiration of people.
So the minorities call say Omampeni revoking an appointment, you know. You feel say
then the minority should expand it. Omo expanding on monka so Mampeni should revoke Obia we need parliamentary Bia and the appointment from government. But so it tells you that it's flawed. It's a flawed statement that the minority should not make. See, don't me arguments and I say.
Me too.
Yes, I mean my argument is that MPP koye primaries. And na Obia standi bi. Omo mudin kunim ni CJ from A to Z. Obia is in their post. Working. Mebo anasa memboa. From CEOs to deputy CEOs to ministers to deputy ministers to other people who are in the party and in the government. They are working. It is on Mampenia for parliamentary candidate. We win. So on kononko boa NIB. Now NIB into me and lift it up. Unim say NIB is a state institution.
Yes.
Yes. On konko boa. Now oba as a public servant. No oba besum. Obi awa from Barclays Bank to First National Bank. All these years. With the industry knowledge from credit, all risen up. Now your challenges are also in NIB. No man peninsula on Kononko Boa. I think sir we should pat on man pen and Adom Nsem at the back. And thank him, sir, in the grand scheme of things for looking for Obi or credible. Obi or industry knowledge, Obi or network across the world. Ebe Mbrambe Hede, our state bank, NIB. None other person than Tribua. And say, I don't want to
thank you very much for coming.
Akramidas.
Papa. Yes, sorry.